So, little intro, just your name, maybe your Instagram handle, and where you're from.
Jonathan, and my Instagram handle is Juggling Dino Art.
Nice.
From Tampa, Florida.
Nice. How long you been up this way, Orlando area?
I went to college here for like the second half of college, and at UCF, and I went back to Tampa for a couple of years, and then I ended up back here. Moved here because of my partner, and yeah.
Nice. Cool. Where do you draw your inspiration for tattooing in both maybe design and execution, like how you go about your tattooing?
All over the place. I like everything from old advertisements, archaeological and historical stuff, or anything retro. There's different ways of saying old.
Yeah.
Things
from the past.
Things from the past.
I like that.
And like a little bit of retrofuturism too,
Yeah.
Like that's one reason I like biomech. So I look to artists like Guy Aitchison, and Phil Holt, and people who really execute that style well for a lot of inspiration.
What about like your actual practices?
My actual practices?
Basically, like your hand poke,
My hand poke stuff. For that, tons of different cultures. My main inspiration for how I hand poke would probably be like just more of a traditional way of doing it.
Nice.
That I'd say isn't like it's just the way tattoos have been done in the West before any of the mechanical systems.
Yeah.
Taking a needle, poking it in.
Yeah, even people like Sailor Jerry were like riding the rails, going around and doing like hobo hand poke stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So more in that vein versus like you're not doing like Tabori, you're not doing like Borneo with the tapping thing.
Yeah. None of that.
Yeah.
I would love to get some tattoos like that, but ultimately I'm
keeping it very
very loose. Like currently, I'm using a couple different tools. I'm using this guy right here, who's a little brass tool, and this guy right here for holding tubes for bigger lines, or for holding round shaders for filling in a lot of extra space.
very cool.
This one's by Bones and Poke, and this one I'm spacing on, but we can get that info later.
Nice. Cool. What styles do you lean into mostly?
I consider myself kind of an eclectic tattooer. I like doing anything that comes in the door, but I have a passion in my heart for big custom pieces when I can get them.
Nice.
Because I like to remain adaptable. I think that I kind of exist where styles overlap.
Very nice.
The more overlap there is, that's one reason I'm so attracted to biomech, is it has aspects of tribal, it has aspects of new school, it has aspects of neo-traditional, and all these different things kind of swarming together in it. And what I think it does is showcases the exchange of techniques between these different styles and how they all work together.
I like that. Very cool. Cool. What art mediums do you prefer? Like what kind of, stuff do you...
That's just as varied.
Yeah.
I remember when I was getting into tattooing, I was doing just a ton of pen and ink stuff. That was what my concentration was in high school.
Almost like illustrative graphic stuff, like you see in comic book, maybe very black heavy.
Even just it was black and white.
Yeah,
it was all. It was all
cross hatching maybe and stuff like that.
Yep, all cross hatching, a lot of stippling, and I had done color pencil before that, but I hated the sound of color pencil for some weird reason, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a ton of pen stuff. I was really inspired by it. I started to try to get my apprenticeship in college, failed, but the artist who critiqued my portfolio was just like, you should do more color. So immediately after that, I started doing a shit ton of color, and then I did do it.
In what medium? Was the color?
I started with Copics for a while.
Nice. I also started with Copics.
Yeah.
I showed it to a tattooer. He's like, these are beautiful, but none of this is tattooable.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But you're right. You're totally right.
You know how colors work, but it don't work like this.
Nah, not in the skin.
And I was doing that for a while, and what also pushed me out of that medium, because I was just trying to get into different kinds of art at that time too. I was trying to be a comic book artist. I was trying to be a concept artist and stuff like that.
That's dope. Now that you say that, the stuff that I've seen of yours is that it's very illustrative towards character design levels. You know? That's cool, dude.
It's all just take biomech and turn it into a sword,
into a fun thing, into a fun thing that I could use.
Yeah, it's just Is this functional for your wall? No. Could this slay intergalactic goblins?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And that's what boils it down. Like,
I like it. I like it.
but I went to watercolor because Copics were expensive.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That was the main.
And the rub on that is they don't even make them anymore. You think they were gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna like back this shit forever. Oh no.
No, you got to order like
Yeah.
weird markers from some Japanese company now, and they illegally import them or something.
Oh yeah, I had a big collection. And if you don't use them so often, they'll like crystallize on the end, and you gotta like buy new tips. You're like, what the hell is going on here?
Man, yeah. And there are certain colors I just ate through.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And learning watercolor was definitely.
It's a money saver.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's such an accessible form of painting.
Yeah.
And it's so variable.
Yeah. And
like,
mixing down the colors and things and staging it and stuff. So awesome.
like before I was doing tattooing, a lot of my watercolor was very similar to acrylic. Like I wouldn't even like water it down much or wet my canvas. I would just go in and basically dry brush the whole thing detail wise. And so when I got into acrylics,
Boom.
I launched off of it. I was just like, this is watercolor, but like I could just layer it.
Yeah.
And that was great for live painting. And I think between live painting and balloon making, I got really good at dealing with an audience, which I think helps a ton with tattooing.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. If you could just push a button and make it happen, who would you get tattooed by today? Like even travel wise, you could just go boop and make it happen. Their schedule opens up and you just plop right down in their seat.
Dang, there's a couple people. Illusion has been standing out to me. I mean, that's going to happen this year probably.
Who's that?
He's an artist out of I think Salem.
Nice.
But Massachusetts.
Yeah.
But I've just been scoping his work for a bit, and he does Tabori, and that's something I want to learn.
Yeah.
And he does, like, I probably won't get any biomechanical stuff from him, but he does that like a new school kind of like chromey tribal.
I like that.
With Tabori, and that's some next level shit.
Nice. So probably that one.
Probably that one, but if I could go anywhere in the world, that opens doors. I really want to get tattooed in the Philippines, but like a traditional Filipino style tattoo.
Very cool.
I really want to go to Japan and get some work done. You know, like
that'd be so sick. But nobody specific over there that you have your eye on. Just generally as because
there's a few shops I was peeking. Like there's
cool.
one in Osaka that's name's escaping me.
Yeah.
But they're walk-in heavy.
Yeah,
and
that's so sick. How dope would that be?
Dude,
how dope would that be?
They have Tabori walk-in tattoos.
Fuck off. That's so tight.
Yeah. I'm like,
so tight, yeah.
Ooh.
Ugh.
The history's there, and like everything from American trad to like Japanese traditional in the flash books.
Hell yeah. Cool. What's your favorite aspect of tattooing?
Oh man, I just like that it keeps art alive. Like both living on a canvas with people actively appreciating it every day, and like as a practice, like a handcraft.
Yeah.
That
we're losing that maybe as a people. So like to have one that's so
you need something that anchors you.
Yeah.
You know, like even tattoo artists get lost in the forest of it, social media.
Yeah.
Like just looking at artworks out here, but the artwork is right here.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's as close as it can get.
Yeah.
And
it lives in the people that we know, not like on some phantom internet space or something. You know,
exactly.
That's what we do get lost in that we're competing in some 8 billion strong thing when it's not really that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's about having art with you every day.
Yeah. And really, putting maybe your best foot forward for whatever that means.
And it supports like an ecosystem too.
Yeah.
Like when you look at how tattooing works and the industries it supports, it's so wide.
Yeah.
Like it's getting more accepted, and then also you have like tattooists themselves making inks and making machines, and that's always been something.
It feels very genuine and close to home. You know, like maybe unlike us, every industry or something. Mm-hmm. Cool. Name 3 tattooers that you really like, just off the top of your head. Just name 3.
Bad at names,
yeah.
But Phil Holt, of course.
Cool.
I've got his work, and I love his flash.
Yep. It can even just be people you're flipping through.
Oh yeah. I've been really liking. Man, if I was looking at my Instagram now,
that's what's fun. Just the one that clicks in there. Just one will pop in there.
I would say, man, I'm spacing on his name. I've just been liking his flash when we were talking about it the other day. Will Durant.
Yes, Will Durant.
Dude is coming up, and I dig his shit.
Yeah, style is so cool. One more.
Let's see, who else is really Stin Master or Stin something? I forget his Instagram handle, but he's doing something funky.
Nice.
And
What's his style? Just off the top of your head.
he's like the point dealio. Like I showed you, it looked almost like pixel art, but not quite.
Okay, cool.
And it's just these like little dots.
Yeah.
And it looks like something out of Dragon Quest.
Very, very cool.
Like he's just. It feels like everything he's putting out looks like a little '90s RPG on your body.
I love it. Very cool. Keeping it, bringing it to new places. I like it. All right, so imagine with me real quick. The door dings and somebody walks in for a tattoo. It's the perfect walk-in for you. What is it? And that encompasses what it is, how big it is, the price range, the person, all that.
So-
what does it look like?
So perfect walk-in isn't going to be perfect custom tattoo. Because perfect custom tattoo looks different. So perfect walk-in is something I can do that day. Maybe something from my like black and gray flash. It would be something that I think would be hella fun to do. Some of my cross hatching stuff.
Nice.
A little bit bigger than a palm is something that, or even a little bit bigger than that. Like probably about a foot size is something I could finish in a day if I needed to. But smaller than that would be good. Or something about palm size that is also for my flash but has some really fun color in it. Any of those ones I would be stoked to do.
What about like, does the character of the person like play into anything? Or are you just game for anybody? Or do you like, does that really, can that play into the perfect scenario? Such as like, for me, it would be somebody who is not only like receptive to my stuff, but whose attitude is one of like wanting to kind of play mentally about talking about stuff,
I've found-
versus a quiet person who doesn't want to talk maybe or whatever.
Yeah. I've found that the people who, like, my flash is not really, I'd say, a filter, but it kind of works like one, Like, in a way, I try to be genuine as I can with it.
Yeah.
And
And it has a voice.
yeah, it has a little voice, and
Yeah.
if it speaks to someone, then they're usually the kind of person I want to talk to.
Very cool.
Because it's not, I don't design Flash for everybody.
Yeah.
I design it because I feel like it needs to be made.
Yes.
And if that person finds it, then, like, that's one reason I like tattooing more than other art forms, is I think it's incredibly, like, when I was designing prints for anime conventions and stuff, I'd be like, this has got to sell. It's got to sell to the most people. And compositionally, I can't go that hard with that. With a tattoo, on the other hand, I can really focus in on a specific guy wanting a specific thing and draw his thing, and then just hope he finds it.
Yeah.
Or she, or they.
Yeah.
Like, hope they grab it.
Yeah.
And get something really cool. That, like my insect ladies, for instance.
Yeah.
Like,
They feel anime, they feel insect,
yeah,
they feel,
very, like, 90s anime.
Yes.
And
Pog fodder,
yeah,
let's call it.
Yeah, something that looks like it's on a pog,
Yeah.
something that looks like one of the cyborg ones, like Geno Cyber or like Guyver or anything like that. Like, something like that's for a specific person, and whenever I find them,
Yeah.
it's always like,
You,
that or kaiju stuff. Any
Yeah.
Godzilla fan.
yeah. Nice. Cool, man. Well,
Yeah.
that's some questions. Thanks for doing this. And
Thank
till
you.
next time. Yep. Cool.